Welcome to another week of What's for Dinner. I hope that you'll find something you like. It's all simple, easy, and very delicious. Sit back, grab a glass of tea, and let me do the cooking, and I'll show you what we ate this week. I started out the week with a Christmas in July breakfast. This is something my family loves, and I only make it at Christmas. We start out with a breakfast sausage quiche. The first thing you do is take about 6 slices of bread and cut all the crust off of it. You're going to spray a 9x13 pan with some nonstick spray and place your bread in the bottom of it. Mine was a little larger, so I had to cut another piece of bread just to cover the bottom. Then you're going to be browning up a pound of just regular breakfast sausage, drain it, and put it over top of the bread. You can use mild, hot, whatever you like is what you want to put on here. And then yes, it's 3 nice big cups of shredded cheddar cheese over top of that sausage. Then you're going to take a carton of half and half and 6 eggs, and you're just going to mix those up really well. This dish is something that my family loves, and I make this every year, Christmas Eve, put it in the fridge and pull it out Christmas morning. We don't really end up eating it for breakfast. We have a very laid back Christmas day. As my oldest came along, my family was very generous and wanted us to be able to stay at home and enjoy Christmas with our family. So we started having everyone come to our house at their leisure as they got up on Christmas Day. And we have a big breakfast together. I have my mom and dad, my brother and his wife and their son, and he's still little. I don't want to put any rush on anybody. I say just whenever you get up, come down and have breakfast. And my husband's parents and his aunt and uncle come. This has become one of our favorite traditions. Everybody comes. We have this huge spread, of course, at Christmas. In addition to this, we've got ham, biscuits, gravy, fudge, nuts and bolts, cheese balls. We got the whole 9 yards. The most important thing is being together with our family, and it has always been so wonderful to have not my family and your family, but me and my husband's family. We're all one big family, and we've always been able to get together that way, and that means the world to me. Pour this egg mixture over the top of your quiche, cover it, put it in the fridge overnight. Don't worry about it till the next morning. The next dish we like to have on Christmas morning with this is a big tater casserole, and we like to use the shredded hash browns and just put them in the refrigerator the day before you go to make this so they'll be nice and thawed, because that is a lot to work with. Put them in a big old bowl, and you're going to add 1 can of cream and mushroom soup, an 8-ounce container of sour cream. I had about 8 ounces left in this big container myself. Then you're going to use some chopped onion. I'm using some frozen onion. You know, I'll take a shortcut wherever I can. And then 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. And then I'll start to go ahead and mix it up and just get it combined just a little bit. And then you've got a stick of butter, and I'll pour most of it in here, but save just a little bit and start mixing it up again. I like to get it mixed a little bit and then start seasoning with salt and pepper and put the rest of that butter in, because this is really hard to mix. It takes just a little bit of elbow grease, so I like to just help it along every step of the way that I can. Once you think you have it mixed up well enough, you're just going to grease you a 9x13 dish. You're just going to spread it in that pan, cover it, stick it in the fridge overnight, pull it out the next day to make it. That's what I love about all these recipes. They all can be prepared ahead of time. The next dish is a tropical apple salad, and I halved this recipe and I didn't put everything in it that it calls for. This is very customizable, but I used about 2 gala apples, and once you get them chopped up, you want to put just a little bit of lemon juice on them. It helps them stay fresh and not turn brown in the salad. I wanted red grapes this week, but they were just not to be found that night at the store, so I settled for some green grapes. And I threw in a can of pineapple chunks, some dried cranberries. I did put strawberries in mine. I can remember my friend Nancy, this is her recipe, and seems like she would always wait till the morning that we ate this at work, and she would put maraschino cherries in it, because the red stuff does tend to make it a little pink, but it's so worth it. They taste so good in here. I used a little bit of non-fat Greek yogurt I had left when making the dressing for this salad. I needed about 3/4 of a cup of this mixture, so I used some sour cream and that yogurt just to kind of mix that up. And then I put in about 5 big teaspoonfuls of powdered sugar. This is wonderful to add raisins to it if you don't have cranberries. And I had forgotten, I should probably not have made so much of the dressing because I was not putting the flaked coconut in this. It does absorb a lot of the juices in it, and my family doesn't like the flaked coconut, so I was not going to have that in mine. And I also don't put the pecans in it. I just do that as I serve it because of some food allergies. The next morning, all you have to do is pull your casseroles out of the refrigerator. I like to top my potato casserole with some crushed up corn flakes, then drizzle some butter over the top. Both this and the quiche bake at 350 degrees, and in my oven 45 minutes is perfect for that quiche. The main thing about it is you don't want to overbake it. Look how beautiful that puffs up. That is so rich and so delicious. That's why we can only have this at Christmas. It did take just a little bit longer on my potatoes because my dish was not a spread out dish. It was a little bit deeper, so I let them cook just a little bit longer. And guys, this was totally Christmas in July for us. I can only remember making this one time and it not being Christmas. I made it for my Sunday school class. I made this exact little meal for them one time. This is so yummy and so delicious. We love it. It is such a treat to have it right here in the middle of the summer. I'll leave you all the recipes typed out in my description box, just like always. Now, I knew we were going to have a lot of potato casserole left over. We always do whenever I make this. So as I was meal planning, I thought, I need some pinto beans to eat with that potato casserole. So that night, I just started the bean process. Y'all know this. If you're here, you'll see this at least once a month, maybe more. I'll leave you a video linked in the description box that will give you a little bit more in depth on how I do my beans in the crock pot and how I make cornbread. But basically this was it. Just left them all day, and all I had to do that night when I got home was make a pan of cornbread. I did have a nice little honey-cured ham that was those that are fully cooked that you get back in the meat case. I love to have ham in my beans, so I took a nice big chunk of that, but definitely not all of it, and cooked that up in my beans. It's one of my favorite meals, my comfort go-to meal. If I could have anything in the world, I think this is what I'd choose to have. It's my favorite. And I knew the next night we would have plenty of leftovers. We could have beans leftovers. We could have our quiche and potato casserole leftovers, so I wouldn't have to cook the next night either. The next day I decided that I wanted some chicken salad. This is one way I make chicken salad. I like to take one of the snack size cups of mandarin oranges and drain it really well, put it down in my bowl and kind of, dice it up just a little bit, break it apart. And I had cooked chicken breast in the crock pot this whole day. Just let it cook in there on low from frozen to make this chicken salad. This is the Piney Level Baptist Ladies chicken salad recipe. At any women's event, we'll have two things: chicken salad and egg salad. So this is the ladies' chicken salad. I just broke my chicken up there, shredded it, cut it up a little bit, put that down in the bowl with my oranges. I had some more grapes left over, so I chopped some of those in half and tossed them in. This is one of those recipes. I just use mayonnaise and seasonings according to how much I have. So it's hard for me to give you an amount on it, but just put in a nice little glob to start with and go from there. You don't want it too wet. I did throw in a little salt and pepper and a little onion powder. And this just gets better as it sets. So that night I had a yummy croissant filled with this chicken salad, some leftover fruit salad, and some veggie straws. This was a very progressive week of meals. Everything that I made, I just kept moving it ahead to the next night. And be sure and come back next week because we'll be still progressing through this food. I still have some that I had to work through a few days later. The next night I was making chicken fajitas and I ended up with some more chicken, so I thought I'd just make another kind of chicken salad. This one I put in chopped onion, some sweet pickle relish, mayonnaise, salt and pepper, and some garlic powder. Where the first one is sweet, this one has a little bit more of a tang to it. And I had made chicken this night again in the crock pot, let it cook all day to make some chicken fajitas, and I ended up just needing one of the breasts that I cooked for fajitas, so I thought I would just show you my two favorite ways to make chicken salad. And I do like nuts in that first one I showed you. I forgot to tell you that. But my daughter was here, so I didn't put them in. Again, start with your seasonings on the easy side and move forward. So the night I'm making chicken fajitas, I still had all those pinto bean leftovers. And I thought, I am going to try to make some refried beans from scratch here. So I started with a little oil and some onion in a big pot on top of the stove. I took my pinto beans and I drained off all the soup, but I did save the soup because I wanted to have it in case I needed to add it back in. And I got my beans in the pot and got them to heating back up. And I put in some garlic powder, and then I put in a little chili powder and a little cumin. I let all of that simmer in and kind of get the flavor into the beans and tasted it, and I don't think I had my phone recording at this time that when I tasted it, but I did end up putting a little bit of taco sauce down in it because I love that taste. Anyway, once they get to cooking down a little bit, I took my mashed potato masher and I just started mashing up the beans. Mine is a little bit more separated of a potato masher. It's not the kind that looks like a strainer, so I did take the back of my spoon and kind of mush them down. But honestly, the longer they cook up, the easier they get to work with like that. And a little of that liquid, it starts cooking out and they'll start thickening up and just get real easy to work with. And I tried to get most of the big pieces of ham out of my beans, but I left some in there. By all means, I didn't get it all, and it just added to the flavor of it. And I was so proud of myself. These were super good. We really liked them. I started on my fajitas. This didn't take but a second to throw together because I had some frozen fajita mixed veggies in the freezer. Heated them up in some oil, added my shredded chicken from the crock pot, and then I used a package of fajita mix that I just buy at Kroger's. I honestly could have probably used half of this envelope, but it was yummy. It was very flavorful. We hadn't had fajitas in a long time, so this was a nice treat. And I'm just plate them up here. We like to put cheese and sour cream, and I did have some Mexican blend cheese that was really good on this. Put that and a little sour cream. I made some of the Knorr 7-minute Mexican rice on the side and these refried beans, and they were so good. So be sure and come back next week because I still had a little bit of beans left, and I did something else that was kind of fun with them too. And you won't want to miss, I still had ham left over from my beans. So this week we've had Christmas in July. Next Sunday, we'll have Easter dinner in August. Guys, it has been so much fun. I appreciate y'all watching so much. I hope you found something in here that you could enjoy making for your family. If you do, leave me a comment below and let me know how it turned out for you. I'll see you next week, and until then, I send you love from my kitchen.